Hello everyone, and thank you for tuning in to Wowhead Weekly number 65. We have a lot to talk about today, some new information from the alpha, some new information from live servers, and then talking about Heroes of the Storm. It's Wowhead Weekly, Heroes of the Storm Head Weekly, who cares? But before we do all of that, I would like to introduce my lovely co-host, Wowhead Site Manager, Perculia.
Hey everyone, very busy week as usual. Protection Warrior Pepe is here, and we have a lot to talk about with artifact weapons and herbalism and marksmanship hunters and Ilaria and Heroes of the Storm.
Yes!
Model thing awesome. So let's get right into it with, as usual, the alpha stuff first.
Sure, I'll put the video on and we can talk right over it because I put the music sort of quiet so it's not too loud. But these are some alternate artifact weapon models, and we do not know where they're from.
Yeah, they are marked in the data as like artifact style 06. So, or like, are there 6 styles now for these? Where are they from? Are they from, I don't know, the store or challenge modes? Are they meant to be weapons that take the place of styles that weren't very appealing? So
Maybe they were replaced. I don't know, I kind of like the idea of store models. I wish I had set this up so that you wouldn't see every single color, because there's a lot of them. There's one for every class.
This is the Our Thor one, by the way, and even the names have speculation like, this is the Ashbringer one. This is a corrupted Ashbringer.
That is sick.
Very cool.
That's super cool. They're all pretty cool, and Wowhead has a whole video of all of them with all of their different tints and variants, but I'm definitely interested to see where they're coming from, and I do like the idea of possibly having a vanity appearance that is purchasable from maybe the pet and mount store, like they have the transmog helms, because there are people who don't necessarily have time to do all the PvP and the rating or whatever it will be to unlock these different appearances. So I do like the idea that they still could have a special appearance that there was this other option to get them, as long as they're not the same as the other ones that you get in game, which they're not. This one is sick.
Yeah.
Is that Warlock?
That is Soul Rend.
So that's Death Knight?
Death Knight.
Super cool. It's got a Warlocky thing going on with like the Fel and the, well, I guess the runes kind of give away that it's a Death Knight thing, but the blue one. These are super cool, though. It's definitely worth checking out the video. It's at the Wowhead YouTube channel. It's also embedded right on wowhead.com. And it's really interesting to see all the different weapons, and I'm excited to see where they come from.
Yeah, one in particular, I think we might have mentioned it last week, but we have the better images now, is the sword that is called One Hand Artifact Skywall. And it's not exactly like Thunder Fury, but it's pretty similar. Everyone has been referring to this as, this is the Thunder Fury artifact. And you're like, wow, like, I wonder where this is from. And people are thinking it made sense for outlaw rogues, but the name Skywall implies it's Windwalker monk, and Skywall is tied to the Windwalker questline.
That's weird, because I wouldn't think that something that looked like Thunder Fury was very, tight with monk
monks
lore.
They have the fists, so...
Yeah, well, but I wouldn't think of an outlaw rogue with Thunder Fury either. I would have definitely thought that Thunder Fury would have been for, like, I guess a warrior, maybe?
Yeah, I'm very curious to see what comes of this. There could be some surprise thing we didn't even think about, because when we first knew about artifacts, it had these 2 relic sockets, and then surprise out of the blue, they're like, in the future you can get 3. So is there some information they're not telling us on these?
There's always something they're not telling us. I
something.
love that. I love that steel with like the glowing effect in the purple.
Yeah.
These new models look so nice.
I know.
The effects are so smooth. That was always a weird thing when we would try to do these videos, and they'd kind of look all wonky, and they don't look wonky at all now. They look so good. But there it is. There's the Thunder Fury that I was waiting for it to come around because I knew it was going to come. It looks warrior to me, but it's funny, now that you say that it could be monk related, it kind of does have a monkey thing going on. Like I could see that being a weapon in like Pandaria.
Yeah. It
really
has like
cool.
that sort of like a stone statue holding it, moving slowly. One of those Mogu come to life. Yeah.
Oh, the purple one's neat. So yeah, I'm definitely interested, especially if we're talking about like, is there going to be like a totally different appearance? Like, right now, elemental shamans have like a fist weapon, and enhancement shamans have Doomhammer. Is there going to be a way to get a completely different appearance on your artifact without transmog? Like if something like this was for a monk, monks have fist weapons, like you said. So it's also weird that this is one-handed. This is the biggest one-handed sword I've ever seen in my life.
No, the silver hand is even worse. We have a video of it, and basically it's as big as the human that's modeling it. I think they shrunk it a little, but it's still pretty enormous.
It's like made for a tour and held by a human. These are all super neat, though, and I'm definitely excited to see where they come from. If you guys want to check out the whole video with all of the weapons, once again, is at youtube.com/wowhead, and it is also embedded right at wowhead.com. But I'm going to flip right over so you guys can see this, because also found on the the alpha this week is a new set of Winter Veil garb models, and these are really nice.
Yeah, they're very high quality, like more pixels, but also I like the options they have.
They're not like, lingerie. What is that? I don't know.
I know. I mean, if you want to be a sexy elf, you can be, but you can also wear pants.
You can wear pants. Well,
and the guys can even wear shorts.
Yeah, they're really cute. They're really nice looking. And I'm wondering, do you think these are going to be revamps of the models that are currently in game? Do you think they're just going to up them, or do you think these ones are completely separate and different? Because they are so different. Like, the tops of these are completely different than the tops that are in game now.
So I think they're going to be an addition, because you'd have to add extra ways to get the pants versus the shorts. And we found more icons implying this was a 5-piece set, not a 3-piece set.
Oh.
And usually when they update a model, it happens instantly. So if you go to the Wowhead page on Legion, it already shows the new model, and that page is still showing the old model. So I think this is going to be something pretty different.
Please, like, maybe be transmoggable.
I know, cosmetic. Maybe they couldn't make the old sets cosmetic, so they're just like, whatever, I'll make a new one. And
yes,
like, I'm
okay with it. I'm okay with it. They're really neat.
Yeah, I like the colors. I like the colors as well. Like, they're not so neon cartoonish.
Yeah, they look a little. I mean, that's a much more realistic Santa than we've seen in the past. But I'm really hoping that this is something transmoggable, because I think that's something that people really, really want. And we saw them do with, like, the Midsummer Festival. They made the Halo transmoggable. So I'd really like to see them make more festive, because I know, like, I definitely would have rated pretty much the entire month of December with the festive Winter Veil garb.
I know, and that can encourage other people to try out the holidays, because you see someone wearing a holiday thing and you're new.
Yeah, you're like, I want a holiday thing.
Yeah, where did you get that from? I need to go out and do this now.
Yep. So, okay. This is something I've wanted to talk about for a while. We talked about this briefly last week, but there is elemental shamans on the alpha now, and as someone who mains a resto shaman, this was really exciting for me. So I know. So we now can get the artifact weapon, which I thought this was a little strange when we were going through and doing the artifact weapon quest, that you actually go to, like, the monk, what is it, the Temple of the White Tiger?
Yeah, the White Tiger.
So random, and you have to, like, you and Rhaegar fight Lily, and Chen storms out.
It's very lighthearted compared to the other scenarios.
Now, Wowhead has, correct me if I'm wrong, all of the, my camera's gone, perk, take over. No. Okay. It's back. Oh, it's gone again.
Okay. All right. Good. Cool. So I'll talk as you're doing that. Because each alpha patch has a bunch of new specs and artifacts available, we've been doing each day, we're going to do a preview of one of the quest lines and all of the weapons and styles you can get associated with that. So elemental shamans were our first one, and we on the Wowhead we have a list of all 20 styles and the matching shield, which also has different colors, and you can transmog over both of them if you really don't like the shield for whatever reason. So we have a video of all the weapons with their cool effects, and then we also have a video covering the artifact quest line that Panzer was just talking about. And yeah, I mean, it was a little weird being a shaman and your class was in the Maelstrom, but then you're going to a Pandaria, and that's, you know, so much associated with monks, but you're going there on your elemental shaman. And like I was saying, I found it a little bit more lighthearted than the others, because there were all of these Heroes of the Storm references in there. Yeah. And you were doing a series of trials to, like, prove your worth, and I was like, oh man, like, good job, you beat the trial, like, let's all cheer and move on. So, I mean, maybe you need some levity sometimes, and I think that it was good to maybe branch out from, Orc Shaman and get them in Pandaria, but I was expecting something, I guess, different from the quest line. Yeah.
Everything regarding shamans, everything regarding shamans on the alpha has been just a tiny bit strange for me. Not to say that I dislike. My cat is going ballistic in the background. I don't even know. So if you hear like crashing, I'm sorry. You can't control cats. But no, I thought everything on the alpha was a little bit strange regarding shamans. Like we talked about it a little bit last week about how, everybody has this very this class hall that feels kind of like homey and cozy and somewhere where you could really like spend time.
Yeah, besides warlocks.
Except for warlocks. But like shamans in general, they're just like in this misty cave full of lava, and it's just like you're sort of outdoors. I don't know, it doesn't really feel like home, I guess. And then, your quest to go get your artifact weapon is very monkish. Like it's very bizarre. Like, why am I fighting monks? That seems really weird. Not that it wasn't fun and it wasn't interesting. It just seemed like I don't know. It just seemed really, really strange that was the direction that they chose to go with shamans, because I would have thought
there has to be a Pandaren shaman if they wanted to. Or like explain the bond between monks and shaman more. That might have been interesting.
I feel like if it is for your class artifact weapon, like why would any other classes really be heavily involved in that lore? Like I really thought the whole thing would be very Thrall centric. Like I could have seen the entire artifact quest taking place in the Maelstrom and then putting your class order hall somewhere else. Like I almost think when I think of shamans, like Mulgore and like, Taurens and Walk with the Earth Mother.
I think a lot of life, like things that are growing.
Yeah.
Like you put a totem down and then, you heal people.
That's what I do. So I don't know, but that's not to say I dislike it, because I don't. It's just not what I would have expected. Like the druid order hall is exactly what you would expect.
Yeah, all of the changes is very much like druid. Like this is what you expect.
Yeah.
So
that's all. But
maybe they'll tweak it more. But
even if they don't, it's okay.
Yeah, I thought I did that. I thought it was an okay way for me to learn how to play the class.
Wow.
And maybe it was slightly less stressful than having the heroes yelling at me like, "Oh, the end of the world is coming. You must do well." So maybe the trial's getting harder.
Do Thrall things.
Exactly.
Now, on here you had us like, discuss what your favorite color and everything is for the artifact weapon. Truthfully, I'm so disappointed that as an elemental shaman it's a fist weapon. Like that's so bizarre to me. I will likely transmog it, even if I dislike it, but I really wish that they would let you transmog like a fist weapon to a dagger, like a one-handed mace or something, because fist weapons are just they say melee to me.
Yeah, I know other people would use a stave, for example. In Firelands, you could get that legendary staff as a shaman.
Yeah.
So a lot of people might say, I'm proud of this look I got. Like, I don't need a shield. Like, I have this awesome DPS weapon. And I feel that a fist is very limiting for your silhouette. Like, at least a dagger you see when you're holding it on your side, but a fist weapon is invisible. So
yeah, well, it's very melee to me, and it's weird to me that enhancement shamans are getting Doomhammer when Thrall is. I would think of Thrall as an elemental shaman. I guess I don't know that from a lore perspective, but we've seen him cast some spells. I don't know. I would have thought that Doomhammer would have gone to elemental shamans and the fist weapon would have gone to enhancement shamans, because typically enhancement shamans use fist weapons all the time. And it would make sense for like dual wielding. It just seems really bizarre to me.
Yeah, there's so many fist sets. Like there's that Highjaw fist set. There's one from tier 11. And shaman would get those matching fist sets and there would be a cute 2-piece bonus, and you never see an elemental shaman saying, "Oh, here's my shield and fist weapon."
I'm using a shield and fist weapon currently. Just for the record.
Itemizing stuff like that. Like, get this fun 2-piece.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you. I really wish that they would have done fist weapons for enhancement, and I'm still on the fence about what I'm going to do, because I really enjoy the way that elemental shamans play. I think Maelstrom is really, it works really well in play. I like that they removed the shield and just kind of implemented it as a proc that was independent from that shield. I also really like that they gave back the Mists of Pandaria mastery, because that was a way better mastery in my opinion. So I'm not really sure what I'm going to do next expansion, because druids look really great, but like the way shamans play seems great. Even though I haven't been able to play resto shamans yet, I have faith, man. I have faith. So I'm excited to see what they do with it. And even the things that I didn't necessarily expect, and even the things that aren't my personal taste or my personal preference, they're still not bad. It's just
Right.
I want to do Doomhammer, okay? I'm selfish. Now, I haven't played Marksmanship Hunters on the alpha. I played quite a bit of Survival Hunters, Polearm Hunters, but did you actually get a chance to play Marksmanship Hunters?
I did not personally play it, but someone at Wowhead who's making the videos put it together, and yeah, similar to you, I did Survival Hunters, but not Marksman.
I
But
played a gnome!
aw,
I
so
had to.
yeah, yeah. So delayed reaction besides Marksman. So it was a really super delayed reaction that there is this nesting request in High Mountain, and you help his apprentice kill things. I'm like, well, this is interesting, and I realized way after the fact that it was setting up the lore for gnome hunters because the person that's following you around was tired of writing his books and wanted to go out and explore. And before I was like, good for you, go out and
Good
explore.
for
Now I'm
you.
like, oh, you're actually the gnome hunter. This is
Oh,
actually
that's
why this makes
cute.
sense.
That's cute. I like that they incorporated that and they didn't just say, okay, here's another race class combination. That they
Yeah.
kind of had a quest of like, I'm the first gnome hunter and I'm going to hunt things. Let's go exploring. Ready for adventure.
But yeah, so for Marksman Hunters, it's an actually interesting video to watch, even if you don't care about the lore, just because it's a petless class. So,
That's so
first time
strange.
petless hunter.
Yeah, that's so, but it's cool. I'm glad that they're doing something
Yeah.
like that. I like that they're really, this expansion seems like they're really trying to separate specs that, so that if you don't play a hunter, you can easily look at a hunter and be like, oh, does he have a pet? He's beast mastery. Does he have a big spear? He's survival. Does he not have a pet? He's marksmanship. So I do like that they're doing that and they're giving everybody their own unique identities.
Yeah, so as for the lore tied to the Marksmanship Hunters, I guess we should really have like a spoiler alert thing flashing.
I keep meaning to do that. I'm so next week. I swear, guys, next week I will have a little thing that pops up in the corner that says spoilers so that you know when to mute and unmute. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it on Perk. She's going to talk about spoilers, and when it comes back to both of us, spoilers will be over.
Okay. So this quest line is more serious than the Elemental Shaman one. Verisa Windrunner has received information that her sister Ilaria is being held captive in Niskara. They were torturing some demons, and one revealed that she was present. And this is a really risky mission because we haven't seen Ilaria since Draenor became Outland. And her advisors are questioning her, like, is she doing this for personal reasons because Ilaria is her older sister, or is this for the greater good to get back a famous general? And is that worth the risk? So, of course, she goes through the portal, and she's trying to find her, and basically you learn how to kill lots of demons without a pet this way. And the grand reveal is, no, you do not actually find Ilaria, but her weapon, Thastera, legacy of the Windrunners, is left behind, and there's speculation that it was left behind, that maybe she escaped, and this was meant to lure her back in for her to pick up her treasured weapon. So because she's not around, Verisa has decided that you should take the bow right now in, in her spirit, and they have hope that she is alive and out there somewhere. So yeah, I know at BlizzCon they're like, oh, we will, we'll see Ilaria and Terralion return. We'll hear their stories. So I don't think this is the end of it.
Yeah, we've heard a story. I think we're good. We've heard a story, but she's not back. Who she is, we'll no longer say. But I think it's interesting that they're touching on that lore, and especially since we know that Sylvanas is going to have such a big part in this expansion. I'm into it.
Yeah, I added this thing to our post this afternoon because, like the Shaman post, we previewed the weapon and all the colors. And something I thought was really cool was how there were 5 styles, and 3 of them were named after the sisters. So there's Ilaria's legacy, which is kind of this, wooden elven bow with, curls at the end, similar to her Hearthstone portrait. Mm-hmm. And then Verisa's legacy has these neon flamey wings that are kind of similar to her shoulders that she wears. And then Sylvanas' legacy is sort of, more dark and kind of looks like a raven, and the feathers are stringier and more sinister. And I really like that, how the different styles of the bows pay tribute to the paths that they've taken. And
absolutely. Absolutely. Moving on. moving on to I did not put these videos in
Oh.
this video. No, I didn't do it because they're super long and I didn't know how I was gonna like cut them
Okay.
down. But I uploaded the Druid one, I think, to the Facebook page. I can do the Shaman one too if you'd like. But Wowhead has high-res videos of the tier 19?
Yep, that's what we're on.
Of the tier 19 Druid and Shaman sets. And the Druid set is awesome. Like, don't get me wrong, Shaman set's great too, but the Druid set is like this owl. And it looks very, very different from previous tiers that we've seen in Druids. And people love them.
Yeah, so I wanted to talk actually about the Shaman set because everyone always complains that PvE and PvE look exactly the same and that they shouldn't just be recolors. And the Mythic Shaman set is orange and it has these molten decorations around the shoulders and the chest. But then the Elite PvP set is blue, and it's not just like blue lava, but it has these different jagged things on the shoulders,
like lightning
down. So they actually tried to have them represent the elements a bit differently, which I think is pretty cool, and I'd like to see more subtle variations like that around the tier ones.
Absolutely, I definitely like that they're doing that because that was a big that's been a complaint since like Mists of Pandaria that so much gear looks so similar. So baby steps in the right direction, but I appreciate it and I like it. And there are videos on youtube.com/wowhead as well as embedded directly on Wowhead. And I know I uploaded the Druid one to Facebook. If you guys want, I can definitely do the Shaman one as well tonight. That's not a problem.
Yeah, I've been doing these things on Twitter also where I post like 2 plate sets or 2 mouse set, and I ask people to say what their favorite set is out of the 2. And people get really into it. They're like,
I believe
this is the best. No, this is the best. Like Shaman Pride, Hunter Pride. But yeah, I think Shaman won over.
Okay, this is another thing that I'm super excited about. I'm really bad at transitions today. I'm sorry, guys. This is another thing that I'm really excited for on the alpha, and that's all the profession updates. And we've talked about this a bit in the past. Like, even back to, like, Gamescom, we knew that professions were going to be much more interesting, much more dynamic, much more engaging than they are currently. Well, that's not saying much, because currently it's put a work order in a building and wait for it to pop. But, they're... Pepe, so that's such a cute hat. Where did you get that hat?
This was, it was made by someone in Germany, and she had them up on eBay. Her name is Ms. Mew. She doesn't have it listed publicly in the US, but if you tweet me, I can try putting you in touch with her.
Super cute.
And she made all of these, and I think everyone related to Pepe shared them, but she made them for every single Pepe disguise. And this was the cutest, so I got it. And it comes even with a shield, and you pin it on Pepe. And it's really clever because one horn is heavier than the other, so if you put the shield on the other side, then he doesn't fall over.
He, like, balances out.
Anyway, herbalism. I'll try
herbalism. Keeping on track. So, herbalism in Legion is super interesting, and it's not just, like, running around and finding dots on a map and collecting things and moving on with your life. You learn about the lore and the history behind each herb. Like, this is like Warlords of Botany, okay? Like, it's a big deal. And
there are, like, books to tell you people pick the herbs. I'm like, whoa, this is really detailed.
Yeah, it's like super, super detailed, and I like how much they put into it. And each herb in Legion actually has its own special spell effect. And now, since we haven't been able to transfer characters over and you have to make new ones, I haven't picked up a profession on the character that I have yet. Did you actually do the herbalism, or was this like...
so actually, this was... So I think the developer that was testing herbalism, she planted a row of like all the herbs in Legion, even ones not found in Val'sharah, just straight in a line in Val'sharah, and they endlessly respawn. So I'm like, well, I'll just keep picking these herbs. And when you pick the herbs, you get the quest items for the higher ranks. So I didn't get like to pick all of them because some actually do send you to zones that aren't open, but I got pretty far picking herbs that way.
That's pretty great. And I know this is the one I was most interested in. We got to get a video of this, but foxflower is one of the new herbs in Legion. And when you pick foxflower, it actually summons a little fox that drops flowers. Now, is that just a visual effect of flowers, or are those pickable?
So when you run over them, it automatically loots them.
That's so cool. That's so cool.
I know, and the flowers are pretty too. They're like orange daisies, so they're very pretty.
Now, are they like herbalism flowers, or are they like...
Yeah, you get more foxflower.
That's really, really neat. That's really, really cool. And then there's Dreamleaf, which...
There are 2 versions of Dreamleaf, which is kind of interesting. Because
Okay.
like in like the evil areas, you get the one that looks like it's dying, and when you click on it, it summons a mob you kill, and you get the flowers that way. But in the happy areas, there's a cleansed version, and it's happy, and you just loot them normally.
That's cute. So it's almost like the nightmare and the dream version
Yeah.
of Dreamleaf. That's really neat. And then there's also Starlight, which frequently gives you junk.
Yep.
Thanks,
So,
Starlight. Starlight, Star Bright. You're
yeah.
real helpful. No, you're not. And then there's also ranks to herbalism as well. So you're not just leveling up. What's the cap in Legion?
800.
800. Oh my god, 800.
I know.
Where's the last 10 years of my life gone? But there's actually ranks to each herb, so it's not just about leveling up your herbalism. You have to level up each herb. Rank 1 will allow you to more effectively pick herbs. Rank 2 will give you a chance to herb crafting materials when you pick flowers and stuff, and rank 3 will give you all sorts of unique things. That's when you're going to get Foxflower will actually summon a fox that will fight beside you, and Fiar Skaggle.
Yep.
I tried.
Tried.
It lets you mount up quickly, quicker than you would if you didn't have it. And then Dreamleaf will give you a power buff.
Yeah, so, and that's pretty cool because each flower has a different quest series. So that's when we're talking about how you actually learn about the lore behind all of these flowers. And the first ranks are pretty easy, but when you get to rank 3, you're killing basically a 5-person elite. So you need to get your friends that, want your
Hi,
class.
I'm herbalizing.
Yeah, I tried killing them and I could not solo them on the alpha. And they're really funny. Like when you learn about picking for Jarn Skaggle, they have these books called like the Tangled
Yarnskaggle.
Beard, and they're talking about the proper way to pick it versus the bad way because it's prickly, and you can actually read the books, and that's pretty cool. Or you learn about Valshara's corruption for Dreamleaf, and the NPC quest giver is like very upset that they are a corrupted Dreamleaf, and he's emoting in all caps about it. So they were all pretty funny with a distinct personality. As mentioned, some of them send you to the zones that are not open, which is Azuna and Suramar. So probably we'll have another update when those zones are available because Starlight is a super big pain because it gives you junk a lot of the time, but if you level it up, the chance for it to fail becomes much less.
That's cool. That's really neat. I like that they're doing stuff like that. And then this is actually a good transition.
Yeah.
In other
Professions.
profession news, we talked a little bit about the fishing artifact that's coming in Legion. And as of last show, we didn't have a model for it, but then the following day we got kind of a preview model. It's not quite a full model, but you can see that the fishing artifact has like a little Murloc skull. It's kind of Murloc-y. It reminds me more of, those like really deep sea fish that have like the little light bulb thing.
That probably is why it's called Underlight Angler. But that just makes sense. I'm like,
Whoa,
okay.
I didn't even know that. But that's what it reminds me of, is those types of fish. But it does have arms, so it probably is some sort of weird Murloc combination thing. I don't know. It's going to be cool. I'm really excited for it. And like Perk said, it's called the Underlight Angler, and we're not entirely sure how you get it.
Yeah. But I know when we first found the data, people thought that Blizzard maybe was trolling, but now that we're starting to see, a model coming along, it's like we're probably going to get this fishing weapon because they're putting more work into it.
It's like it's going to be a whole new level of, guys, I forgot to equip my weapon. I left my fishing pole on, because it's not just going to be any fishing pole. It's going to be an artifact fishing pole.
If you look at some of the traits it has, because it's up in Wowhead's artifact calculator, one trait is Fish Render's Blessing, which turns you into a fish underwater. But the other one that's a big trait is Fishbane, which increases your auto attack damage. So I guess if your fishing pole is on and instead of your weapon, you will still do better damage.
Fantastic. Now, there's also something called Better Luck Next Time, which allows you to catch boots in the Broken Isle. Oh, we don't know what that means. Okay, I was hoping maybe you could explain that, but no.
I don't know, but that sounds pretty cool. Like you're fishing up boots, not fish.
Fishing up an old boots? I don't even know. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
What if they're like vanity boots? Oh,
that would be cool.
I go everywhere. What if they're transmog boots? My famous last words.
Fish have transmog.
He's so good, like fish slippers. We also got some information on the alpha this week about some new zones and some new dungeons. Of course, last week we talked very briefly about Black Rook Hold. That's very hard for me to say. I fail every time. And this is that Night Elf dungeon that was used in the War of the Ancients.
Yeah, I really like it because it looks very different from what you expect with Night Elves. Like most of Valshara is very druidy or corrupt, so it's very green or red. But this area is very dark and it's this big imposing castle that looks like a chess piece, and there's, black stone and catapults and towers and angry ghosts fighting. So it looks very different, and I like seeing that edge of the Night Elves that they're not just, running around hugging trees and letting things happen, that they're very serious about their military training.
Yeah, and like Perk said, this is a side of Night Elves we really haven't seen before. We see a lot of stereotypical scenarios type things when it comes to Night Elves, and this is very dark and serious and just something we don't normally see with Night Elf lore. And the instance is really dark. It's got like a very heavy military theme to it. There's armor and there's barracks. And if you're interested in seeing this, I do believe that Wowhead has a preview of the instance, which is already cleared on their YouTube channel. Because I think I downloaded it. Yeah.
That was one of them that I ran, and just a few more notes on the dungeon. I did feel that it was very dark and lots of trash, so there was a lot of rooms that just served flavor purposes, but because it was very dark, you couldn't really appreciate all the cool armor doodads, so maybe they'll lighten stuff up.
Yeah.
But basically, this was all led by Lord Ravencrest, and he's been dead for a very long time, but Gul'dan wants to resurrect him and get information out of him.
Typical Gul'dan.
So you're fighting all the inhabitants who were raised from the dead and are now tricked by the Burning Legion to think that everyone is a demon, and they're reliving the War of the Ancients, and they need to kill you because you are a demon. So you get to fight a lot of his ancestors and families and friends, and yeah, it's also tied to the Ravencourt area, which we also talked about last week, also in Valshara. Yeah, I don't have too much to say on that, just that it's also very dark and gray. Like the sky is gray, and usually in Night Elf areas, it's like purple and pink and everything. And if you're interested in what happens to Maya Shadowsong, you want to check that quest series out there. And yeah, there's like a spooky graveyard with Night Elves. There's ghosts fighting, training dummies. There's all these weapon racks. Yeah, it's a very different sort of place, especially if you know current things like the Sentinels or Feathermoon Stronghold. It looks way different than that.
Yeah, it's really dark. It's that big circle, like when you're questing in Valshara, right? And you get to that huge big like circle, or it kind of looks like a broken down castle. Yeah, it's definitely very different. It almost reminded me of what's the area in Vanilla WoW with all of the Naga guys? Do you know what I'm talking about? There was a big circular area in one of those questing areas. No, I can't remember.
Ashenvale, like the beach?
No, because you're like in the 40s when you're questing there. Ashenvale isn't 40s, is it? I don't know. No. I'll look it up. It's not
okay.
It's not important. Story of my life. Let me bring up this thing that's completely not relevant and then get stuck on it for a while. In other news, Vault of the Wardens unexpectedly opened a couple days ago. There's another dungeon that we're going to be seeing in Legion.
Yeah, and they didn't really announce it. I know for the last alpha build, they had this pretty infographic, and then this just sort of popped up one day. But this is where Illidan and the Demon Hunters were imprisoned until Gul'dan tried to invade it, which kicks off the events of Legion, and seeing some of that is in the sort of teaser trailer that transitions Warlords to Legion. And if you play a Demon Hunter, it's part of your starting area experience, and we've already taken screenshots of that for Wowhead, but all the players get to go back and experience it as a dungeon. So,
well, this is super cool too. Yeah. This is the dungeon that was really hyped at Gamescom when they talked about like, this is the prison where Illidan was kept, and you're gonna go in and you're gonna fight things and release things. Like, this was, I feel like they talked a lot about this at Gamescom, so to see it finally coming to fruition is really cool and really interesting. And I just lost my train of thought. Like, mid-sentence, I lost my train of thought. I know. Not enough coffee today. Too much coffee. I don't know. Calibration of coffee is off. There's not a video of this yet on Wowhead, but there will be in the coming next couple days. So.
Yep. We can transition a little to new titles. Not too much to say. I can talk about them for a little bit.
Well, the one that you have on here, Lord of the Rings, is when you log into the Legion Alpha, it's like the title that they by default give you. So I definitely think that one is for mounts, because you also get all the mounts when you log on. It's the coolest part of being in the alpha.
So this next part with titles, it's not complete yet, but some titles are related to when you finish the artifact weapon for your particular spec, and some of the titles are Master, Assassin, and Guardian of Ganir, and Ganir is the name of the Resto Druid weapon.
Mm-hmm.
And there are others in the data like Deathlord, which could be for a spec that's not yet live yet, and Grandmaster, which sounds like professions. So looking forward to seeing.
Oh, I thought maybe that was
titles.
Arena related.
Oh, maybe. Well, I like professions better because I will probably get it if it's professions, but not Arena.
Oh God, this weekend's Arena weekend again. But yeah, there are a lot of cool titles coming. I'm pretty sure the Lord of the Rings is for 300 mounts, and that's a really cool title, I think, personally.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what they'll do for the other specs as well, because these are only a handful of titles, and we have about 16 specs right now on the alpha. So
yep. Definitely interesting. And then I just said this, so we may as well talk about it. But this weekend is the Arena bonus event. It started on Wednesday, and it'll go through to Monday.
Yep.
Wednesday through Monday, nothing on Tuesday. This is Panzer's least favorite bonus event. I usually skip this one. I usually do all the bonus events, but the Arena one is pretty awful.
He's making it better.
Normally doing Arena, but it is cool if you do Arena. And as much as I dislike it, I'm sure people who kind of like only PvP really hate that all the other ones are PvE. So I can't complain too much, but that's what's going on this weekend. But next weekend is Cataclysm.
Yay.
So that's exciting. We like that one. Although, did they add something new this time? Is there a new dungeon, or was that in the last round?
Last round was the new dungeon, because I think the patch was like the week of Cataclysm.
Yeah. Okay. And then also, this was something that we learned about. It actually was the same way it worked last expansion, and they talked about it briefly at the Q&A at BlizzCon, but there was a blue post on it this week about if you are purchasing the collector's edition of Legion and how you can handle that situation if you're trying to get the rewards immediately. Because obviously, if you purchase the digital deluxe version of Legion, you're going to get access to Demon Hunters early. You're already going to have your rewards in Diablo. You're already going to have your mount and your pet in World of Warcraft, stuff like that. But if you're purchasing the physical collector's edition, you would obviously have to wait until you could actually input that code. So what Blizzard is doing is they're saying, go ahead, pre-order the physical collector's edition, and then buy yourself the digital deluxe edition. And when you do get your physical collector's edition, you input the code, contact Blizzard customer service, and they will give you an additional digital deluxe code to like give to a friend.
Yeah,
right.
So I know some people were like surprised about it, but that's how it worked for the last expansion. So, yeah, read the post. I know not everyone is paying for the full extended collector's edition, but if you're one of those people that are, you probably have bought the past collector's edition, and it works the same way.
Yeah, I kind of wish they would give it an actual refund though, as opposed to giving you a code to give away.
I need to give this to my friend.
Because you're still having to
friend yourself.
Yeah, I guess like your friend could just like pay you for that code, but if they're gonna get the digital deluxe edition, I mean, I would assume that they would have gotten it early, because that's kind of the advantage to that.
Yeah,
it's just, or like, I guess I would rather have like the amount of money as a Battle.net balance or something. I don't know. Yeah. It's like it's a better solution than no solution at all, but in the same sense, you're still spending. I think the digital deluxe version is $80. And the physical collector's edition is 100 or 120. It might even be more than that.
Yeah.
Do you know?
I have never actually bought a full collector's edition, so
Gosh, Perk, you're not even dedicated.
I know, I'm not this real gamer.
But yeah, they're pretty expensive, so you're really putting out a good chunk of change. It is good that you are getting the digital deluxe code that you're able to give away or like sell to a friend or something, or use in the future, but kind of sucks that you have to put out the money twice if you want the rewards. If it were me, I would just wait for the rewards. Because the early access to Demon Hunters, guys, it's going to be like 3 days. It's not going to be weeks or months. The early access to Demon Hunters, all it is your level 98 to 99 and a half. Like it's 2 hours worth of content. So they're not going to give it to you super early. And even if they do, you're not missing out on a whole lot. So if it were me, I would just wait. But I bought the digital deluxe
couldn't
version.
You raid with them? Like, couldn't you be 100 and just go in
No,
Hellfire
because you
Citadel?
can't get to 100
Oh,
without leaving the starting
huh.
area. And I didn't think
I
they
did
would let
not
you.
realize that. That is interesting.
No, when you do the starting area of Demon Hunters, it only gets you to 99 and a half.
What if you put heirlooms on? Would that take you over?
I don't. Is there a mailbox? Is there even a mailbox in the
But
Demon
I
Hunter
mean,
starting
no,
area?
but like the account while
Oh,
you are.
yeah. I didn't even think of that. Yeah, I don't know. Because I know that, like, right now, as it stands, it will only get you to 99.5, and then you have to take that portal to leave the zone to do your little emo walk of shame, and that's where you get your other half a level. And I guess I made the assumption that because that's how Demon Hunters were previewed at BlizzCon, that's how Demon Hunters were previewed in the very early alpha, that would be the early access to Demon Hunters. They're not going to let you raid on them. No way. I don't think they'll let you get to 100. I think they'll let you get to 99.5.
We'll see.
Sheesh. Make you.
I think that would make for some pretty interesting rating, though. Everyone could try out.
I am saying this right now. Anybody who's in my guild, if you are able to get to 100, you are not raiding on your Demon Hunter. Not this expansion. Not on my watch. I would say it would be more worth it though, because I know you get some like little things. You know, like in Diablo, I like love the wings and the helmet and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I think those...
that was an awesome picture you showed last week of that.
I love my demon. Well, she's not a demon hunter. She looks like a demon hunter, but she's a wizard.
Does.
but
Mine is a demon hunter that looks like a demon hunter.
I'm a poser, okay? No big deal. I can handle it. And then also, I feel like this is like the silliest news ever, but WoW was named on PC Gamer's list within their top 50 PC games of all time. Like, obviously. I don't mean to sound like that, but like World of Warcraft is the most successful, longest standing MMORPG. Like, I feel like it would have been news if it got number 1, but the fact that it was included on the list, like, we know. We know, PC Gamer. Thanks for telling us what we already knew. Was Diablo on there at all? Because I feel like it should have been.
I don't remember. I just remember seeing Warcraft and other people being like, "Yay, look at the link!"
Yay, Warcraft!
Okay, I guess we'll say something.
I am going to. So the World Video Game Hall of Fame is in the Rochester Museum of Play, and I'm going there in like 2 weeks.
Oh, you should take pictures.
I will.
On the site.
I will. Cool. I don't think the display is that huge, from being totally honest. But I would like to think that if they're going to bring the Warcraft movie display to the States, that would be a good place for them to bring it, since there's already a Warcraft exhibit there, and it's like 5 minutes away from my house. And I'll just be there every day, and they'll be like, "Ma'am, you need to leave the premises of this building." And I'll be like, "I paid for a ticket."
You cannot kick me out.
You can't kick me out. But on that ridiculous note, I'm going to flip it over to Perk to talk about some new site features on Wowhead.
Sure. So, one really cool thing we did, people have been asking for ages if we can show cape or weapon recommendations somewhere with transmog sets, because we do all these in-depth, perfectly matching armor sets for transmog, but we didn't really have anything for the accessories that don't totally match. So with all, with the wardrobe tool doing really well and all of this transmog information coming for Legion, we decided to sort of step up our recommendations and take them to the next level, which is super awesome. So what we did is we're now scanning all the characters on BattleNet profiles and picking out the items that are most popularly paired with other items and displaying that info on Wowhead. So if a transmog set is missing a slot, like shoulders for super old, transmog set like Glorious Plate, we'll show you what are the top 4 items people use as shoulders that have most of that set transmogged. And we also do that for items, so if you don't know what to wear with these boots, we'll show pants recommendations. If you have really cool shoulders, we'll show you things like chest and helm recommendations instead, because that's more relevant. And we've also decided to include tabards and shirts because you can transmog them in Legion, so you might as well start now. So we're really excited about this because it's been a long time coming, and we like doing really, cool data analysis, things like these, to make things fun for everyone. And I just want to give a few examples of this in action. So I had a lot of fun looking through the database and saying, oh, what's this weapon? What do people pair with this the most? So let's go with Judgment Tier 2 armor. Let's see what people actually pair that are wearing most of the set. So apparently the top 4 weapons for Judgment Paladin Tier 2 armor are the Draconic Avenger, the Sulfurous from Firelands, the Untamed Blade, and Ashkandi. So if you don't know what to pair with that set, those are some weapons, and apparently Tabard of the Achiever, Tabard of the Lightbringer, the Ogrimmar, and Stormwind Tabard are the 4 most popular tabards. Which is interesting because I don't wear any faction tabards, so while I can understand the Achiever and Lightbringer to show off, the faction ones were kind of a surprise for me. So that's just one example, but we've got pretty much, every transmog set page and every item page has some sort of transmog recommendation on that now, and very exciting.
Yeah, it's especially cool that all of this is... Do I sound crazy loud to you now? So,
no.
So, okay, I've been trying to, like, every week get our levels to be perfect so that you and I are the exact same volume. So I listened to last week's show and I'm like, okay, I'm going to turn myself up, like, 20%. And on my mic, I physically turned it up 20%. And then, like, my computer was like, oh, that's too loud. And when I went into Windows recording, it turned it down on its own. So everybody was like, you sound so quiet. And I'm like, that makes no sense. I turned my mic up. So sorry about the arrow on Perk's face. My computer was...
Oops.
Me and Windows, man. Pepe's adorable. But anyways, I was going to say it's super cool that Wowhead's doing all these transmog recommendations to go with artifacts and to go with the tier pieces and to go with all these different things, especially considering we're going to have such a heavy focus on transmog next expansion. Whether you want to or not, I promise you, you're all going to be so addicted to transmog with the whole interface and the collection aspect of it.
I know.
So I think that's a really cool thing that Wowhead is doing to kind of get people kick-started and, you know, getting people's creative juices flowing, because I think we'll see a lot more creative transmogs next expansion with the ease of being able to browse through all of your gear and make sets and like preview them and stuff like that. I'm super excited about it. But
we also have one more feature. It's a little more serious, maybe not as cool to everyone, but still cool for people that use it a lot.
I think it's cool.
Yeah. We now have an icon database at wowhead.com/icons, and before you would sort of click on an item and then click on the icon and link to someone and say, oh, this is a cool picture, but now you can actually, each icon has its own page, and on that page it lists every single type of data that uses it. So for example, you can see how many items, achievements, and spells use the Thunder Fury icon on Wowhead's database, or how many things use the Pepe icon, which I think is 3 achievements and 9 spells. And it's just really
not that
fun.
Not that anyone's counting, but 3 achievements and 9 spells.
Yeah, it's just really fun to browse, and if you're, if you're making add-ons or like you're doing weak auras and you want to use a certain icon, this can help you look it up. And we actually can infer a lot of things from the graphics and the names when we do our alpha post, because we knew to look for Winter Veil models because we saw these icons of kind of spiffy looking Christmas gear with a holiday name, or we can tell apart which is a mythic set versus a normal set right off the bat, or we'll be getting a fox mount because right when we start data mining, we'll see the fox icon. So you can do some pretty fun analysis with the icon database, or you can just browse thousands of pretty icons, which is also valid.
It's what's funny too is talking about icons. It's how many things have icons that are 100% unrelated to the item. Like you know the hunter set that has the eyeballs and the shoulders.
Yeah,
you got it from Hyjal. There is a shaman piece of gear that uses that icon that is like this super pretty flaming shoulders with gems and it makes no sense whatsoever. It is not representative of the item at all. So I think that kind of stuff with icons is really interesting, and I don't know, it throws you for a loop a little bit. It feels like it's a secret agent undercover thing going on.
I like how all the scenario icons to complete 100 scenarios and all that stuff, it has this frowny face in dark blue.
No one wants to do this.
And it's also used for some other unrelated things that never went live. Apparently there's a spell called Nvidia, and it also has the frowny face, so I guess someone did not like them.
Very nice, Blizzard. Very nice. I like how they sneak little stuff like that in all the time. It's just kind of tongue-in-cheek sort of humor. Yeah. Moving on to stuff that we really like, right? We're good?
Yep.
To transition?
We're good.
Moving on to stuff that Perk and I love talking about is merch involving World of Warcraft, the Warcraft movie, Blizzard gear in general, Pepe, stuff like that.
He is merch.
Now, I didn't see this post, But this has
I didn't
to
actually
do...
post it yet because it happened
Okay.
with all the alpha news.
You know what?
But
I'm really glad about that because I was looking for
Yeah.
it and I'm like, am I dumb? I'm going to go ahead with I'm dumb. I'm not going to ask her where this is because she's going to be like, Danielle, it's right in front of you. Like, why do you need a map to navigate simple things? So I'm really excited about this. So you talk about it because this sounded super interesting. Do you have pictures? Are we going to have pictures on the website?
yeah, we
Is this
will.
going up tonight?
Probably with the post tomorrow, I think.
Okay. Okay.
Perfect. So Weta Workshop, which worked on the Warcraft movie, they have opened up their pre-order shop for all sorts of interesting props and accessories for the Warcraft movie. And some of the props include the Sword of King Lane and the Axe of Durotan. There is jewelry such as the Orc Tooth and the Doomhammer pendant, and now I think the Doomhammer pendant is also for sale in the Blizzard shop, so you've seen that before, but it's, still high quality, and they have even more jewelry in that style. And they created all the practical effects for the film, and some of these can be pricey, but they're really high quality collector's edition items. If you've seen any pictures of the displays they show at BlizzCon or Gamescom,
Oh, yeah.
there's always like a corner of the upcoming merchandise and weapons and armor sets scaled down and perfect replicas.
Yeah.
And you are getting some really awesome professional looking stuff.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the company that did the majority of the costume work for the Warcraft movie as well. And I know that when I toured the set, we got to talk to like some of the costume makers and stuff, and we went into this huge warehouse, which I would love to show you guys pictures, but they're like missing currently. We'll figure out. I don't know what's going on with that. But we got to talk to some of the costume makers, and we were in this huge warehouse with literally like hundreds of Stormwind armor, and then in the very front in this case, they had an armor that was made out of all real gold, and apparently it was all made out of like 24 karat Italian like crazy super expensive gold. Like the armor that King Lane wears in the movie is worth something like $180,000.
That is pretty wow.
Because it's like all made out of like real gold and stuff. Like they did not spare anything. Like everything in the movie, like the props are phenomenal. They're so cool. I think I'm most bummed because Legendary kept all the pictures because of the NDA, and they're supposed to give them to us. And like I don't know. Well, I'm sure we'll get them eventually, but some intern has them somewhere, I'm sure. But they took pictures of us like holding the props. Doomhammer is like the size of me. I'm not kidding. Huge. Like sitting on the ground, it came up past my waist. Like it was enormous. Yeah. And of course that was the one that I like wanted to take a picture with, but everything was like just so phenomenal. So it's like if they're doing pre-orders for stuff, it's not little junky plastic stuff. Like you're getting what you pay for in this situation for sure. Speaking of getting what you pay for, I'm so excited about this. So you guys remember a couple months ago we did the showcase on the Wild Bangerang officially licensed World of Warcraft leggings. I had the Horde ones, Perk had the Alliance ones, and then we both had the Felfire ones. And
I wore such good models.
They're so good. Listen, we are basically professional leggings models, but I wore them both to BlizzCon. Super cool leggings, and they're really affordable. I want to say they're around $40 a pair, which I know like a lot of printed leggings are like $75-$80 a pair, like crazy expensive. So these are like pretty decently priced, but they're actually launching another World of Warcraft collection on February 17th that includes Sylvanas themed leggings, Arthas themed leggings, another pair of Horde leggings because their first pair of Horde leggings was so popular, Loktar, and also a Frostfire legging, which I'm interested. I'm kind of thinking it'll be along the same lines of the Molten and the Felfire and that pink one.
Yeah, I think their Instagram had a picture of that.
It's gonna be like orange and blue and white and magey and
I also forgot in the notes they have the class crest, like all those super cool like faces of everything. That's gonna be a pair as well. So
I'm super excited because they make really really nice leggings. I like them for a lot of reasons. Number one, I'm super tall. Like I'm 5'8". Well, I guess that's not super tall, but my proportions are odd.
4'11".
Yeah, like Perk and I standing next to each other looks ridiculous because I'm on the tall end of girls and she's on the short end of girls, and we're like way apart in height. But anyways, I really like them because the medium were long enough on me, which doesn't happen very often. And also a lot of times when you get leggings like that, they're like really small. Like a medium would be like, I don't know who in the right mind thinks that that's medium, but these ones, they had very true to size. They offered a lot of sizes. They're not see-through. They're really like thick and nice material, and they're really badass. They're really cool. They look like armor, and there goes my webcam again. I don't know what's going on. It's going to come back. Just give it a few minutes. I don't know what's there we are. Whoa.
There you go.
We're in the 70s. Hey, we're back. I have no idea I think my webcam's dying because it keeps doing that. Whatever. we'll deal. That's future Danielle's problem. But anyways, those are going to be launching February 17th. So hopefully we'll have a couple pairs to show you what they look like in person because they're super cool. They'll be available on Wild Bangerang's website as well as the Blizzard Gear Shop.
Yep. You should talk about this next thing as well.
Okay, so I'm super excited about this. So Jinx contacted me last week and asked if I wanted to give away 10 Jinx World of Warcraft hoodies, which obviously I do. So this week on Downtime Tuesday, I gave the instructions on how to enter. It's free, it's easy. So if you want to enter to win a Jinx hoodie with free shipping, so that's international or within the US, it doesn't matter where you live as long as you're a country that Jinx services, you can enter to win a hoodie of your choice. So you'll just get like a code, so you'll be able to go browse the website, and as long as it's a Warcraft hoodie, and that includes like those brand new ones that are like $70. They're all destroyed looking. They're super cool. So check out Downtime Tuesday, and it's funny. This is just like my own note on this situation. My audience is mostly adults. Like my audience is like in the age range of like 25 to 35. That's my most common viewer. And they don't really care about contests and giveaways, like, because they're not like kids who want to get stuff for
like
free and
free stuff, and
right?
It's like,
so
whatever,
I thought like, I'll like name this video Jinx giveaway and it'll get like extra views. People will be so excited. But my audience is like, oh, it's just a giveaway video. It's not like an information video. Screw that. So like, all the people who watched it were like people that don't really usually watch it. It's cracked me up. It's just weird how demographics work like that. But if you do want to enter to win a free Jinx hoodie, you just need a Twitter and a YouTube account, and you can go sign up. Well, it's not even a sign up thing. You just have to leave me a comment.
Yeah.
That's all. It's really easy. So go check out that video on my YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/tradechat. But what's cool is that Jinx also partnered up with Wowhead, and we have our own code. You get 30% off any World of Warcraft t-shirt at jinx.com, and there's a lot of really good World of Warcraft t-shirts, and 30% off is like a really good sale, and that includes like the More Dots shirt, the Clash shirts, the Illidan Storm Rage, that cool like Raglan shirt. There's Alliance and Horde shirts. They have all different like cuts and styles, and that code will work for the entire month of January. And then I would love to know, like, what's some of your favorite merchandise from Jinx?
So I actually like the Distressed Horde hoodie, even though I play Alliance, because it's black and red and there's just so many cool details, and from the front of it doesn't look like a, oh my god,
it's like really dark gray. It's not it's not quite
it has like the pockets which has the snaps on it,
and
it looks
on the
kind
shoulders.
of edgy but kind of professional. Like you could wear it out, and then on the back it has the cool logo, but like you said, it's raggedy and it's not like,
it's cool,
tacky.
It's
so
funny,
I like that. And I also like the Diablo shirt. The hot sauce one.
Hot sauce one, so good. I love all the Heroes of the Storm shirts. There's also a Diablo one that I think I'm gonna get that's like a little treasure goblin, and it's like, it looks like a cereal box. And it's like treasure O's or something.
The Whimsyshire one, that
seems like I really liked it. I got this after BlizzCon 2013. But I've been kind of obsessed with Diablo lately. It's a problem. But I would agree that other Horde the new Horde hoodie is my favorite Horde hoodie. And it's funny because I like hung out at the Jinx booth for a little while at BlizzCon this year, and the girl who designed that was there. And like Perk, you would have loved her. Like she was. Like, it was so obvious that she designed that. Like, she had the whole, like, she was wearing, like, fingerless leather, like, gloves, and, like, very punk rock looking. So it was like, I get your aesthetic in this. So I really like it even more knowing that it's not, like, I don't know, like, some
like manufactured,
it's not just like
saying, oh, these Horde people, let's just put this logo on the shirt.
It's like clearly someone who like got to put their own like personality into something. And how cool is it that it's being so well received? And even the Alliance version of that same hoodie is really cool. Like Nick has the Alliance version, even though he doesn't play Alliance. I don't know, but the Alliance one is really cool too, because it's not that like bright blue. Like it's not like a lot of it's more of like, it almost reminds me of like a denim blue, like a dark denim blue, and even the yellow is more of like a marigold kind of, it's not that bright, and it still has that distressed sort of ragged looking thing. They're really, really cool hoodies. Like they're like called like premium distressed or something like that. You'll know them when you see them because they're very different. But those are definitely my favorite. And the code actually works on those, which surprised me because a lot of Jinx's hoodies, a lot of Jinx's hoodies are in the price range of like $45, $50, and that hoodie's $70. And he specifically sent me a list of everything that code was applicable for, and the $70 brand new hoodies are included. So Hint, hint, that's the one you want.
Awesome. I need to think about getting one of those.
Yeah. Well, listen, I mean, enter to win. It's all random. Who knows?
Enter to win.
Enter to win. Okay.
I'm not sure if that works.
So we need to talk about this. I saved it to
All right.
the end because I didn't want to upset people with not talking about WoW. But since we got through all of our WoW stuff, yes, Jinx does deliver the UK. I just saw someone ask that in chat. I really want to talk about the Heroes of the Storm video that came out today. So you can take this time to ask us some questions, and we might be able to get to them at the end.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, I am gonna play this video and fangirl about it for a little while. Okay. I think it's
I like some of these
This
too.
one?
This sort of reminds me of like transmog and WoW, so
so
I'm
cool. I'm super excited about this. I've got it turned down so it's not too loud. So this video was released on Heroes of the Storm's YouTube channel today. And how excited am I? Li Ming, this is the wizard from Diablo, who is obviously being implemented as a hero in Heroes of the Storm. And she looks so awesome. She looks so cool. Then this is her master skin that you get if you reach level 10 with her, and then you have to pay for it. But I love that there's a pink skin. There isn't much pink in Heroes of the Storm. I love the dark with the black and the white.
pink and goth is good.
And this is what, can we talk about Star Princess Li Ming for a second? This is amazing.
Yeah. I love how she's holding the star in her
so
hand.
good. Look at that yellow
and the
and
magic nail that we'll
teal.
get to. Oh my god.
Can't deal. Her abilities are super cool looking. I really can't wait. Yes! Now, who is Zool supposed to be from?
I think he's from Diablo 2.
What is he?
A necromancer.
No, there aren't necromancers in Diablo. There's crusaders and barbarians.
No, I meant like a past
Oh,
version
okay.
of Diablo.
Okay, so he would be from like Diablo 1 or Diablo 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I'm by Diablo 2, not like also from Diablo, but
yeah, I would.
past.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. This is why the English language is terrible. The snake one is awesome though. Look at with the big like razors coming out of the snake's mouth. Oh! Look at that skin! Give it to me! I love all the steampunk inspired stuff. It reminds me of kind of Worgany, which goes really well with Greymane. I don't want to talk about this. I don't like monkeys, and that looks very monkey-like. I know it's a bat, but it looks like a flying monkey, and I don't like it.
Yeah. I like how the steampunk disguise that was Arthas, so like his history is in the Borgin area and he has a skin.
So cool.
Crimson Court
all the
Arthas.
skins that are announced in this video are unreasonable. They make me so happy. But this Arthas skin is awesome, and Arthas got buffed not last patch, but the patch before that. So I love seeing that they're kind of... Oh my god, I play Lieutenant Morales all the time, and I love this skin so much, and I love, of course, that it's pink, and that they have other variants as well, but look at her shield! Look at the wings with the hearts! Oh, I love it. I'm buying this. Definitely 100% for sure buying this. I'll buy this at full price. I won't even wait for it to go on sale. It's amazing. No one uses this alt, so that was a waste of their time. Look at Jaina! Look at the lunar Jaina! I love this! You know what I love too is that it has the snowflakes on it, so it still kind of represents Jaina.
I know. I like that with the hem, and the fabric is really nice too, and I just like her hair's up in a bun, and usually her hair
there
is
will be
always
cosplays
down.
of this.
Yeah.
This will be a cosplayed skin. This is really nice. And all the abilities look super cool. I love when they do themed abilities. Look at the water elemental! So
I know.
cool.
It's so
And
good.
Lunar Illidan? He looks kind of like a luchador. Doesn't he kind of have like that Mexican wrestler
like,
thing
next
going
Lunar
on?
Festival, if something like that will be in WoW. Like,
Yes, I hope so.
WoW is the Lunar Festival coming up too. We're doing a guide for that. So.
Yep. So cool. I love that they do the holiday themed skins. I think it's really neat.
Yeah,
And
it's
I really like that they go above and beyond too, and they do like the abilities that are themed as well.
Yeah, I don't think they did that at the start, but it was so.
Ah! Look at it! I
so
need
pretty.
it. I need it. I will be buying this. I will be buying her and this skin and the mount that goes with it. And this mount is super cool. Like, what the heck? That's so cool. And I like that they called it a Cloud Serpent, but it's not the model from WoW. That is its own model. That's so cool. So, and the Lunar Dragon is awesome too.
I know. I want these mounts in WoW.
I
I'm
want
jealous.
these mounts in WoW. Yep, I agree. So cool. And even Chen doesn't look silly on it. So here's the whole gang. The gang's all here. Cheers,
So
love.
cool.
Cavalry's here. So that's me getting really excited.
Yeah, they are. I really like seeing how they take a character in WoW and they do something goofy that you can't do in WoW with it, and have a whole series of fun details surrounding it,
So
like the
good.
Jaina and Illidan ones. I really like those.
So good. Somebody in Twitch chat said that necromancers were so powerful in Diablo 2 that Blizzard said they'll never put them in Diablo 3 or any future Diablos
I
because they were
see.
just like broken good. But yeah, so I
To
need
know.
everything. Everything looks so good. I'm so excited. I'm literally going to probably spend $50 when that comes out. Also, I just want to remind Blizzard I haven't forgotten about arena mode. Where is it? As much as I just like arena in World of Warcraft, I was very excited for arena mode back in Heroes of the Storm that we saw at BlizzCon. Someone asked someone asked if Jinx was the company that made huge pants in the 90s. No, that was Jinko. That was those are two different companies. And everybody was just so excited, like fangirling with us over Heroes of the Storm that we didn't get any
Aw.
real questions. No, it's okay.
Well, that's
I'm
good.
glad that they were into
Yeah.
it. I was afraid we were gonna get yelled at for going off topic, but thank you everybody for coming
Yeah.
and joining us. And if you think of any questions that you would like to ask us, feel free to leave them on the Wowhead post when this video goes up or on our YouTube channel. In the
Yep.
meantime, we are going to go, but quickly I want to thank everybody who is subscribed to Wowhead's YouTube channel. And, well, I guess them too. But subscribe to Wowhead's Twitch channel and subscribe to Wowhead Premium, which is a premium service for Wowhead that takes all the ads off of your screen. It also gives you a special color when you're typing in comments. It allows you to customize today in Draenor and all that kind of good stuff. There's lots of perks to it, plus it directly supports the site. Thanks for following us and watching our YouTube videos and all of those good things. We appreciate the support, and if it wasn't for you guys, we wouldn't be here, so thank you for all that. We are going to go. We will be back next Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific for another episode of Wowhead Weekly, same bat time, same bat channel. We will be back next week, guys. Have a great weekend. We'll see you soon. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye, Pepe.